This weekend, my friend John and I head out to Sand Lake Recreation Area in Oregon, where we plan to wheel across the sand as well as find camp so we can enjoy the pleasant coastal summer weather before it takes a break until next year. We end up getting stuck in the sand, and I'll share with you how we got out of that situation as well. So sit back and relax and enjoy the video. So at this point, I noticed that my wheel spin was starting to dig into the soft sand. And in these situations, we have a variety of options to get ourselves out. The very first thing I do is to air down. At the entrance of the OHV, the sand was fairly packed in and we even saw a bunch of trucks and trailers driven across the area. But towards the shore, the sand was much softer. So at the very first sign of tire spin, without much forward or backward movement, I stopped applying the throttle and proceeded to air down to about 20 psi. Some people go much lower, which is fine, but 20 psi was going to be my starting point, and if it did not provide enough surface area contact with the sand, I will air down further. I would like to thank the sponsor of today's video, onX Off-Road. If you haven't heard of onX by now, it is a GPS and map app which provides a very easy to use interface for off-road trails. Since I was not certain of the cell signal strength in this area, I downloaded an offline map which does not take up much of the cell phone's memory storage space. The app provides a ton of information which I'll need to find established, as well as dispersed campsites, private and public land information, and marked campsite coordinates for future use. Compared to some of the other off-road maps available, I found this to be the most easy to use, and I think you will too. And currently, onX is offering 20% off for my viewers on their awesome app. It is also a great way to support the channel, so give them a try. I'll provide the link in the description, or you can use the promo code Edward to receive your discount. Alright, hey, what's up guys? So it is starting to get a little dark. It's about 7 o'clock right now. It's time for dinner. So John over there is about to make some burgers. I'm gonna have a very simple meal tonight because I'm in this setup where I'm just kind of camping out of the back, and I'm more limited on space in the back of the Jeep and how much I can carry, at least for now, until I get like a roof rack to carry more gear. I didn't bring a stove, I didn't bring a fridge or anything like that. So my situation calls for meals that doesn't need to be kept cold or need to be cooked on a fire. So what I decided to get was something that I personally like, that is filling and easy to make, relatively speaking, and only requires water. That's with a MRE. And the one I got is a chili and macaroni MRE. The cool thing is in this package, it has everything I need. It has appetizer, meal, and dessert, and all that good stuff. So let's make it. Here's the heater. It's gonna heat up the entree. All you gotta do is add water. Got vegetable crackers, teriyaki beef stick, pieces of gum, coffee, creamer. I personally like to drink my coffee black with no cream or sugar, salt, tissue paper, napkins, matches, towelette, and sugar for the coffee. So out of all this, probably the only thing I'm going to use is a napkin, the moist towelette, possibly the coffee, and the gum. I will throw away everything except probably the matches. I'll keep on the side just in case. Comes with a spoon, only thing you'll need for this meal. Twizzlers nib dessert. I will probably have some of this by the fire later when I go back outside and hang out with John. Orange beverage powder. I personally am not going to drink out of this. I am going to put it aside. Tonight I'm drinking beer and a little bit of whiskey. Vanilla pound cake. Cheese spread, jalapeno. You can put that on the vegetable cracker. Chili and macaroni. Get that started, and like I said earlier, all I need is water. Fold over. I put it. Let's try the teriyaki vegetable stick. Packaged. Surprisingly a bit juicy, not very dry. It's the vegetable crackers. It broke off, but that's what it looks like. And then the cheese spread with jalapenos. The crackers taste like goldfish. Goldfish crackers. Interesting. It's pretty good. By the way, a couple of videos back when I introduced Jeep, I did ask you guys to kind of participate in suggesting a name. And the first person to suggest a name that I use, I said will get a t-shirt, sticker, and patch. And there were a lot of great suggestions, and I appreciate your suggestions, and I was able to choose one that really I felt was like perfect. It was really good, and that was Dusty. So the person that suggested Dusty, the first person that suggested Dusty was, so thank you very much for that suggestion. So the Jeep is going to be Dusty. I look forward to a lot of adventures with Dusty as well as with Shadow. So thank you again. I'm gonna post a response to your suggestions, so shoot me an email or give me your email address in there in the response to mine, and so that I can exchange some information and be able to send your stuff out your way. But aside from that, I think the meal is going to be done in a little bit. So what I'm going to do is actually, when the chili and macaroni is done, I'm going to take it out and eat that with John and his burger outside. Right now I'm just having some appetizers out here, or in here. But as you can see, there is still a lot of room in here. This is me in the back, towards the rear of the seat. So the passenger seat, I kind of moved it forward a little bit, and that's how I drove here. And the cool thing is, while I was driving here, I just left the deep sleep inflated with the sleeping bag on top, because I didn't need to put anything on top over here. And all I need to do is just get in the Jeep, and it's all ready for me. So another really cool thing I like about this is the fact that even in adverse weather where it's raining or snowing, I can just like drive up. When I'm at camp, I could just pass through, just like park the car, level it as long as I'm level, and just kind of sneak over through here and just lay down and just freaking camp. How cool is that? I love it. And there's a lot of things that I still plan to do on the interior as far as helping with space and everything like that, as far as organizing and bringing gear. But I really enjoy this. This is like awesome to me, and I love it. Of course, as I build the Jeep, I'm gonna do things like probably make camp lighting so that I can turn it on and activate it so I can see camp around me from the inside. But yeah, another thing to note is the fact that when I have lighting on in the car, even though I have tint on the windows, people outside can still see me. But yeah, so that's it. So for right now, I'm gonna finish up this appetizer, and when the entree is done heating up, I'm gonna bring it outside, and I'll talk to you guys in a little bit.
off of like California. And now I feel like Oregon.
Good morning, everybody. So it is about 7:20 right now. Beautiful weather, beautiful day. It was supposed to be cloudy this morning according to the forecast, but it seems like it's pretty much cleared up. Temps were around 50 degrees yesterday, so I ended up actually with the setup that I'm in the Jeep. It feels somewhat well insulated for 50 degrees, so I actually had to sleep on top of my sleeping bag at some points because it got too warm. And just letting you know with the setup, I do have the passenger seat slid forward, and I am about 5'11", and with that deep sleep I was just perfect length for me to sleep and lay down comfortably. As you can see, I'm having the muesli from Grizzly brand, which basically Soft-Roading the West Donald he turned me to, and freaking really great. Along with some beef jerky is my mix with the protein and the oats and all that. So I'm just gonna finish this up, and then we're gonna air up our tires again and then get ready to head out in a bit. If you've made it this far, I'd like to thank you for watching this video. Stay tuned, as next week I will update you on Shadow the Ram Rebel, as well as share some additional mods on Dusty the Jeep Wrangler. I also have some additional announcements to come that will impact the channel in a good way. With that said, as always, be safe, take care, and I'll see you next time.